How's it going, everybody? It's Ish the PowerPoint Gamer here. I'm gonna be honest with you. Didn't think I would be making another video this week. Also didn't think I would really be making another video until September 18th when the Mario collection drops, because you already know your boy's about to play Galaxy on the channel. But also, by the way, look forward to that. Your boy's playing Galaxy on the channel. But you know what? There was just so much news today that I had to come back. Gaming news is like a thing that I did a while ago, and considering the context of some of the news as well as the context of the news that I covered back in the day, I kind of got to cover some of it now. So right away, let's get started. First things first, Xbox Series S is confirmed. It's been practically confirmed for the past couple months, but like now Xbox put out an official statement being like, well, it's real. Not gonna lie to you, I think it looks... Here, take a look. It looks pretty dumb, I'm not gonna lie, but whatever. I will say the thing is really, really thin. Now, Xbox also has released a couple other statements as to what this thing is going to be capable of on their Twitter, and so I'm just gonna read you a list of some of the stuff. So, a couple things that Xbox is touting about the Xbox Series X. It is going to be an all-digital console, hard drive only, meaning absolutely no disc slot for you to play physical games. All digital, you gotta do it all through download. Unfortunately, the Xbox Series S's SSD is also cut in half. So instead of a 1TB SSD, you're getting a 512GB SSD, which 512 gigabytes is still a lot of storage. However, considering how big games are getting nowadays, 512 seems, especially on an all-digital console, seems a bit small. Let me put it this way, Modern Warfare 2019 was like something like 100 gigs, so you're only going to be able to download that game 5 times. Now, one thing that Xbox is sure to be pairing this with is Game Pass, where you can just download a game, play it, and then get rid of it once you're done playing it, and still have access to that game whenever you want. All you have to do is re-download it. But the fact still remains that you still have half the space to work with, although it still does have an SSD with Xbox's whole velocity architecture, whatever that means. Xbox is also touting 1440p gaming at up to 120 frames per second, which, that's commendable. 1440p is good, it's still good. It's not as good as 4K is, but 1440p at 120 FPS is still really commendable. They're also saying that yes, the Xbox Series X, despite its lower graphical power, will still be capable of DirectX ray tracing. It will also have variable rate shading and variable refresh rate compatibility. According to them, it'll have ultra low latency. I think that's probably with the controller, meaning that wireless interference or, input lag should be reduced. It'll have 4K streaming for all your media playback, including Netflix, including YouTube, including etc., as long as you have a 4K display to output to, and it will also upscale games into 4K. Now, it still remains to be seen whether that upscaling is like a manual switch that the user can turn off. So for example, say I wanted at least 60 FPS out of my games, right? This console isn't necessarily going to be able to run 4K 60, but it might be able to run 1440p 60 on certain games. If it is capable of doing that, am I allowed to manually myself turn off 4K upscaling? That way I can get the better frame rate at a slightly reduced resolution. That's still pretty ambiguous, that hasn't been confirmed yet, but we'll get some answers soon enough, I'm sure. But the big kicker is obviously the price, because the Xbox Series S is going to be priced at $299. Yet you're gonna get a next-gen console for the same price as the Nintendo Switch, full fat, not Switch Lite, like a regular Switch. You're gonna be able to get a next-gen capable console, or at least theoretically capable console. We haven't seen any gameplay from a Series S yet, so considering what we've heard about its lower power GPU, I'm concerned for how future-proofed or how next-gen the experience is really gonna be, but I'm cautiously optimistic. But now, making it the same price as the Nintendo Switch, which is comparable in power to what will soon be the last-gen consoles, That's a power move. However, Nintendo didn't just sit back and take it, because just like a couple minutes later or something like that, they put out their own thing about a week after the Mario 35th anniversary direct. And this, I mean, I saw these two things in pretty quick succession. Like, I got a tweet I follow Nintendo of America on Twitter. I got a Twitter notification from Nintendo of America saying that there was something new that they were showing off about The Legend of Zelda, and I'm like, wait, hold on. Mario's 35th anniversary isn't even over and we're already moving on to Zelda, which is, by the way, next year. And then I saw it, and I mean, I like Zelda a lot. And so, as cool as the Xbox Series S is, this won it for me. Because Nintendo confirmed for a November 2020 release date, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, or what I'm going to be calling Breath of the Wild 1.5, or maybe like Zelda Age of Calamity, or Breath of the Wild Age of Calamity. I doubt I'll actually call it Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I might actually end up referring to it as Breath of the Wild 1.5 or something like that, and just in this video, so I just want you to know that if you hear me calling it that, that's why. But the Breath of the Wild Age of Calamity is a prequel to Breath of the Wild. In Breath of the Wild, spoilers, I guess, for a 3-year-old game that has already sold like over 13 million copies, but spoilers, if you don't want them, skip ahead now. In the story of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, you play as Link 100 years after everything went down. All of the champions are dead. Zelda is stuck in Hyrule Castle holding Ganon back. And Hyrule is kinda in ruins. Guardians, evil creatures, everything is just kinda like walking all around the place, not really minding like their own business. And so now as Link, like, you just go through and, you know, kick monkey ass. But Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is a prequel to that story, where all of the memories from that game from 100 years prior are set in the same time period as this Breath of the Wild 1.5 Warriors game, where in this game you play as the same characters within the same story, within the same canon of Breath of the Wild, but you're also in a situation where, because this is before Hyrule was ruined, this is when Hyrule had multiple, you know, platoons of and a standing army. This is when, like, Warriors was perfect for, like, the Warriors formula was perfect for this, because now you have a bunch of soldiers, you have a bunch of bad guys. Like, this is before the Calamity wiped everything out, and this is before Zelda held back the Calamity itself anyway. And so this game being announced right after the Xbox Series S, and in my opinion being like another must-have holiday title, I think Nintendo might have one more trick up their sleeve, just maybe, for later, but that still stands to be seen. As far as I can tell, this is their big holiday title, along with the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection, and I think their holiday lineup honestly has sold me on just staying with the Switch, not buying next gen, because that, like, as soon as I saw that the Xbox Series X was $300 and I was like, man, that is a power move, and then I see this and I'm like, whoa, I have not a single care in the world about the Xbox Series S anymore. And keep in mind, I was actually considering, if the Xbox Series X was gonna be $300, I was legitimately considering it, because $300 for what it is, and for 15 bucks a month for Game Pass Ultimate, not even if you want to get just regular Game Pass, is still quite the steal. Like, I think the value of the console for what you're paying for, plus like the value of Game Pass, that's a good deal together. Like, to buy that together, that's a great deal. However, the amount of hype levels that I got from Breath of the Wild 1.5 and from Super Mario 3D All-Stars has kept me hooked on the Switch this holiday season, and I'm not going anywhere from the Switch. I'm not investing in next gen, at least not yet. But there was just some big bombshell news dropped today with a new console, a new pricing, a new game for Nintendo's holiday lineup, just out of the blue with absolutely no warning. That was the thing that got me. Super Mario 3D All-Stars had been rumored for a long time before, and the same with the Xbox Series S. Both of those were just about the worst kept secrets in the industry up until they were finally officially announced. But Breath of the Wild 1.5 is like, it's on a whole new level. I had absolutely no idea that this was even, like, I don't think I ever heard any reports of this happening, and then for Nintendo to just drop it, you know, a couple months before it comes out, that was people making power moves today, alright? Xbox making power moves, Nintendo making power moves. Honestly, the only one not making a power move is Sony, because I don't know, do they even have any power moves to make? Anyway guys, that's been it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do leave a like down below. Comment below how hyped you are for the Xbox Series S, as well as the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I do want to get that right in this outro, but comment below how hyped you are for the Xbox Series S and Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, and which one did you get more hype for? Don't start a console war in the comment section. I should probably just preface that. If I see a console war going, I will be shutting that down immediately. We're trying to keep it positive in the comments down here. Subscribe to list my new videos come out, including the Mario Galaxy playthrough, which I will be doing as soon as it drops on September 18th. I will most definitely be doing that on the channel. And hit the bell to join the notification squad and get alerts every single time a video drops, as soon as it drops, including the moment in time I go live. And share with your friends to know about YouTubers such as myself. So guys, in short, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm the Powerbound Gamer. My lights are out.